What's up, guys? It's Reese here. Today, quick review of AEW All In. Also, just quickly, if the audio isn't going to be good for this, I assume. I went to record today my first video on the channel, and of course, my microphone is broken. I will get a new one soon, but I can't delay getting this channel started and specifically making this video. But we're just going to get into it and hope it turns out well, to be honest. Got a few plans for this channel quickly, just before I get into the review. There will be a series starting soon, hopefully in the next couple days. I'm still learning all the editing and making thumbnails, etc. But I'll try and get out soon. It'll be going through each year of WWE, starting from 2010 to 2023, yes, currently. Depending on how far in 2023, I'll probably delay it to the end of the year. But starting from 2010, I might try and do earlier years, but my knowledge of those years isn't good enough for me to be confident making a video. But we'll see. By then, I go back and watch old WWE stuff quite a lot, so by then I might feel like I know enough. But I'll be going through each of them each year and doing a video on why that year was a great year, going through all the good points of the year, and another video on why it was a bad year. Just trying to look at the positive and negative of each year, because I'm a guy who loves WWE and wrestling, but is generally very negative. That's how it is. Yeah, so we'll get into the AEW All In review. I'm just going to go card by card. Match by match, not card by card. Match by match, explain my thoughts, and then just talk about the event overall. I was in attendance there, which does affect my review. It means some of it's going to be more positive, and the fact I was at the back of the stadium hinders some of the matches, I think. And just a quick side note, I'm not an AEW fan. That I don't have any issue with AEW. Like, I'm not those WWE guys. Like, oh, AEW sucks. But I've just never really got into it. I've seen some of the early stuff, but I didn't really see any of the build up to this event, apart from Adam Cole MJF, which I was like catching up with on their YouTube channel, seeing some skits, and it looked really good. So that was the only match I was really invested in, and any other matches were pretty much like, if they're like Punk, I care about because I grew up watching him in WWE. I'm not going to comment on all the issues, to be honest. But yeah, we'll just go through match by match. Starting off with the pre-show, or the 0 hour, I think they call it. The buy-in, I don't know what they call it. I'll just call it the pre-show. I actually go before the pre-show. I don't think this stuff aired. We had a segment with Miro and I want to say Powerhouse Will Hobbs. I don't know if I just made up the Will part there. Powerhouse Hobbs. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's not on I have the card in front of me, and obviously it's not on there. But a little segment there, just a fun little moment for people in attendance. Miro beat him up. Yeah, it was cool. And then you had the stuff with Jeff Jarrett, just talking about how bad Britain is. And then Paul White, formerly known as The Big Show, came out with Grado. Again, cool moment. I feel like it would have been better if they had got... I'm just going so the light's not affecting it too much. I feel like if they got Grado's proper entrance, it would have been great, but I assume they couldn't get the licensing for the music. But it was still a cool moment, to be honest. Cool to see Big Show. And, I mean, I don't know anything about Grado. I've just seen clips of his entrance. So I feel like this would have been cooler if he had the entrance, as I just said. I don't know why I'm repeating myself. We'll get into the actual card now. Pre-show started with MJF and Adam Cole. Better Than You, Baby. That was cringe. Against Aussie Open. I don't know anything about Aussie Open, to be honest. But MJF and Adam Cole's entrance was great. MJF and Adam Cole's entrance was great. But obviously, when he went to do the Adam Cole baby part, Aussie Open attacked him. That was cool. Just easy way to get some heat. But a short, quick, fun match. MJF and Adam Cole getting a popular win. It was a cool pre-show match. Nothing spectacular, just a bit of fun, really. You got the double clothesline spot's always fun, isn't it? Then we got onto Hook versus Jack Perry. The controversial match of the show. Not not for anything fan related, just controversial stuff behind the scenes. Yeah, it was a cool little match. Jack Perry coming out on a limo and they're dropping them on the glass spot that has caused some major issues backstage apparently. Yeah, that was all good, to be honest. All a good, yeah, a solid, like a fun pre-show match. There's not really much to say about it. Hook winning the FTW Championship. I don't know anything about Hook or the FTW Championship. I know I've seen Jungle Boy. I don't really know much about Jack Perry, but I've not heard good things about the character. But it was a cool entrance, cool match. Where that's it really. And then for me, then we open the show with Samoa Joe and one of my all-time favourites and one guy that I loved watching WWE for a short time he was there. CM Punk, all-time favourite. Samoa Joe was really fun to watch. Should have beat Brock Lesnar for the world title, by the way. But yeah, I'm not second best match of the night. And yeah, CM Punk live for me is an all-time moment. And her stadium singing Cult of Personality. Still a lot of boos. I feel like it was the kind of people, like the ground level fans who were close to the ring, who were like serious AEW fans booing Punk, and then the more casuals on the outside absolutely loving it because it's CM Punk. But yeah, Joe was clearly the baby face of this match. The walking away spot, you know, the spot where they dive and he walks away. He had it twice. The one where Punk didn't fall for it, great. And then the second time where he did, great. Threw him under the table. I've seen Punk bladed under the table. But yeah, it was a really fun match, to be honest, and it wasn't great to see Punk. I was about to comment on the backstage stuff, but we're gonna keep it about the wrestling today. We're gonna keep it about the wrestling. No, none of this backstage bullshit. Demonetized. I've got like 5 subscribers. I'm not getting monetized. What am I on about? One more quick side note. I really want to do a live stream watch along of Payback on Saturday. Maybe All Out on Sunday. I don't know. I'm not convinced. If CM Punk was there, I probably would. But I don't know. But definitely, I really want to try Payback. I just need to try and get this. If I can get a microphone, I'll do it. And obviously I need to figure out how to do it because I don't know what I'm doing, I'll be honest. There's also an issue of camera, because right now I'm using my laptop, and I think it would be more difficult to stream while watching a TV on my laptop. Like, I could do it, I just think it wouldn't look great. But I'll try. I definitely want to do it. It's something I want to do, live streaming. I mean, I won't be able to live stream pay-per-views often, but I would like to. I might try and live stream, I might live stream SmackDown as like a tester to see what I can do, and how good it would be just using my laptop as well. And then if it works out, I'll do Payback too. Because the SmackDown, like, I can delete it after if it doesn't work out, or I can just stop halfway through and delete it. But yeah, it's not something I'll be able to do often, just because of times and people around me are trying to sleep. I can't just start shouting at 1 a.m. But yeah, as much as I can, I want to do that. Back to AEW. This video is dragging so much, I shouldn't have done all this extra stuff. But it's like first video on the channel. I want to talk about what I want to do with the channel. Next match, Bullet Club Gold, which is Juice Robinson, Jay White, and I'm going to butcher his name. Takashita. I'm just going to say Takashita. Against the Golden Elite, you know, Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, and Hangman Adam Page. Don Callis was at ringside. He got a lot of heat. That was pretty great. Kenny Omega got, I think, potentially maybe the biggest pop of the night when he initially came out, along with like MJF, those guys. But Kenny Omega got a huge reaction. Don't know why that surprised me. Like, it's Kenny Omega. Yeah, this was a fun match. The ending was weird because the crowd like just went silent, which isn't a bad thing. I get, like, that's actually a crowd going silent for a heel getting a shock victory is probably a good reaction. But it was just weird when you don't know anything about this match going in. You're not invested in the story, and I have no idea who Takashita was. It just sort of felt weird. It was a very sudden ending, but it was a good match for that. Have I skipped a match here? No, I haven't. Okay, no. I thought I remember these being in different order. FTR vs Young Bucks, great match. I couldn't fully enjoy this match. I might rewatch it. I couldn't fully enjoy it because I was kind of like, after sitting there for like 2 hours in my seat, lining up for 45 minutes to an hour outside the stadium, and like an hour and a half for merch, as well as travelling an hour and a half before that. I was a bit tired. I hadn't eaten as well, so like there are points in this show where I just kind of got really tired and couldn't really enjoy it. I think this was one of those matches that I couldn't really enjoy, but even though I could tell it was great, and there's not really much else to say about it. It was just a great match. To be honest, FTR are great, Young Bucks are great. There seems to be mixed opinions on the Young Bucks nowadays, and I haven't watched them enough, but everything I have watched has been great of the Young Bucks. Stadium Stampede match. Maybe on TV or closer to the action, this would have been great. It just didn't hit for me. Being at the back of the stadium, I barely saw anything. They were fighting. Obviously, when they're fighting backstage, you can't see any of that. Like, fine. They were fighting, like, yeah, backstage and by the bars and stuff. I couldn't see any of that, so that's not going to hit for me. That's fine. You've got to do some stuff for the people watching on TV. They were fighting in the crowd. Again, I couldn't see anything. Pretty much, if they weren't in the ring or at the top of the stage, I couldn't see them. Like, they were on the ramp, I couldn't see them. But there were still some cool moments. I know the John Moxley sticking, what are they, chopsticks or something, into his skull. Not into his skull, but into his head. Obviously, mixed opinions on that. I thought it was a cool moment. It's not something like over the top bleeding and those sort of spots aren't something I think should happen a lot. I just don't think it's needed, but there's been enough people into it. I don't like, but every now and then it works. I think there it worked, but John Moxley bleeds a lot, don't he? It's not always needed, but that's fine. If that's what you're into, that's fine. It's just not for me personally. But that spot I thought was cool in the moment. And obviously, best friends won. Did the best friends win? Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. It literally says it in front of me. I couldn't remember for a second. I was going to say the best friends win was a cool moment, but then I was like, did they win? Yeah, they won. Also, Blackpool Combat Club came from like the crowd on the opposite side of the stadium, which I did not realise for a while. I was literally just watching, like, I can hear their music, but they're just not coming out. Like, I was sat there confused for quite a while they walked through the crowd. And then they showed it on screen, I realised. And then I just noticed, like, people running across the stadium to try and get to them. Up next, you've got the AEW Women's World Championship match. Hikaru Shida defending against Dr. Britt Baker, Toni Storm, and Saraya. It was a fun match. Should have been a bit longer, but it was a pretty fun match. Seems to be the theme of women's matches. The fun matches that should be longer, and there should be more of them. But for now, we'll just talk about this match as it is. Fun match, and Saraya winning. Her entrance was cool. The music, I can't remember. You know what song it was, surely. I can't remember the name of the song, but I know what song it was in my head. Either way, cool entrance, and the reaction to her winning was unreal. That definitely seems to be a booking for the moment, then booking for the long term sort of thing. And I've seen a lot of people suggest that was originally meant to be Mercedes Moné winning. That's why she was at the stadium, but obviously she wasn't cleared to compete. That was meant to be her moment, which I would have gone mental, even more than Saraya. But yeah, apart from that, good match. There's not really much else to say. Should have been longer, but it was pretty good. Only thing on the show that I think should have been longer. The whole show I think should have been shorter. But I'll talk about that at the end. We'll focus on individual matches first. Darby Allin and Sting versus Swerve Strickland and Christian Cage. Swerve Strickland is a star. Like, that entrance, you've got around 80,000 people, not the whole stadium, but let's say 80,000 people. Like, you could hear it across the stadium. The stadium of 80,000 people shouting Swerve's house. Like, he looks like a star. He acts like a star. Like, he's gonna be something big. WWE messed up letting him go. But it's alright because they've got the rest of Hit Row. They've got the 3 good men parts of Hit Row. Who needs Swerve? Obviously I'm joking. Don't hate me. And yeah, Christian Cage is amazing. That promo about I've forgotten the guy's name. I don't watch AEW enough to know. But the promo where he starts talking about the guy's dad, which is his whole gimmick now. But it goes. There's just part of it. If you look it out of context, it just goes. I believe you have a father. Just that bit out of context just makes me laugh. I don't know why. But yeah, this was a great match. Seeing guys like Sting and Christian live is always going to be great. There's not really much else to say. Luchasaurus came out for a bit, then took away the guy that stopped him from coming out. That was weird. I feel like you think Luchasaurus would stay out. It didn't really make sense to me. He came out, then the guy who Christian talked about, his dad, Darby Allin's friend, came out as well to stop Luchasaurus. Got beaten up by Luchasaurus, and Luchasaurus carried him out. Like, he's come out to stop Luchasaurus, and Luchasaurus has taken him away instead of staying and helping Christian win. It made no sense to me. But it's fine. Will Ospreay versus Chris Jericho. Good match. That's it. That's about all I've got to say about the match. Again, this was no match where I was like falling asleep, not because of the match being bad or anything, but it was a bit tiring. And it, like, Jericho's entrance was mad. Like, it was so good. If I go next year, don't know if I will, but if I do, I need to learn the words to Judas, because I sang like the start bit, and then the whole team just kept singing. And I was like, oh god, I was not prepared for this. And singing entrance themes is like one of my favourite parts of the show. Like with Edge at Clash at the Castle, Cody at Money in the Bank, Seth at Money in the Bank. Like, it's one of the best parts of the show for me. Cena at Money in the Bank. But this just, it was still great. Maybe the best moment of the show was Jericho's entrance. Especially, it was a bit of relief after finding out that Fozzy was good. There was going to be a Fozzy concert. Because no one wanted that, let's be honest. But it turns out it was literally just his entrance, which was great. So, yeah, the match was fun as well. I don't know much about Will Ospreay. I just know that he's very good, and this match was very good. Up next, The Acclaimed. Well, Billy Gunn and The Acclaimed against House of Black. People were annoyed that House of Black lost, which I can understand, but again, not really invested in the show enough that all I really cared about was the moment rather than long term. And in the moment, The Acclaimed, I always see clips of The Acclaimed and they're always entertaining. And yeah, I mean, what can I say about the scissor me daddy ass moment? I really hurt if my parents watch this, they're going to be so confused about me saying scissor me daddy ass. But it's fine. Yeah, this was a fun match. Billy Gunn, still going at that age, is mad. So is Sting, so is Jericho, to be honest. They're all mad. I don't know how they're still doing it. Yeah, fun match. The moment after match, cool. And then I don't know what, the scissor leg drop on Julia Hart. This is really weird to talk about out of context. Yeah, that was fun. That was a funny moment. The main event, best match of the night. MJF Adam Cole, the only match I was really invested in going in. Just a great match. It just was like a really great match. Great story, great match, great action. MJF's, so Adam Cole's entrance is always fun with the boom part and Adam Cole baby. Like, crowd interaction is the best part of the show, and that you get that. MJF's the start of his entrance, I think, would have looked better on TV or up close than it was far away. But yeah, then his music hit, and we're all singing along to a song with no words. We're all just humming along out loud to his song, which was amazing. The match was great. The storytelling was great. The what's his move called? That's not an explanation, is it? Oh my god, why can't I think? The thing he does where he jumps off the top rope and then flips them. Why is this out of my mind? I can't even think of the normal name for the move when Adam Cole doesn't do it. Canadian Destroyer is the usual name. Yeah, he did that on the ref. That was great. Yeah, and then MJF won, which was the right result, I'd say. I mean, I don't really know. I feel like either way it could have been great. Roderick Strong just stomping away, like sulking, was pretty funny too. I'll be honest, the bit after the match where they hug it out and stuff, didn't see that. I kind of just wanted the 80,000 people to try and get out of that stadium onto one train home at like 11 p.m. As soon as their bell went, I was out of there. I just wanted to get home. But yeah, it was a great match, and I've watched it since, and it was a good moment. Yeah, overall, I don't think there wasn't a bad match on the show. Every part of it was fun. Only issue I had, as someone who's not massively invested in AEW, it was just too long. If you were invested in all the matches, it was probably a good length. Interesting. But yeah, I feel like it could have been cut like half an hour to an hour of the show, and it would have been pretty much perfect. But that's it. I'm really bad at this. Yeah, good show. I don't know if I'm going to be going next year. I don't know if it's convinced me to get into AEW. Maybe if Punk stays, I'll look to get into AEW. It's a bit difficult to get into, on top of watching 5 hours a week plus a monthly pay-per-view of WWE. Then watching 3 AEW shows, and that's not including like Dark. Just not including AEW Dark. That's just Collision, Rampage, Dynamite, plus the pay-per-views, which like apparently was 4 or 5 a year before, and now they're doing 2 in a week. They're doing back-to-back weekends. Interesting. Maybe I might watch all that. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, I'll try and live stream Payback or SmackDown. I haven't decided. I'm gonna look into it. Looking to get a microphone. But I'll see you next video. This was 23 minutes. Way too long for a quick review, but that's fine. I'll see you in the next video. See ya.